to representation in a GIS environment. Of course, we wanted in the first time to use Ugandan data, the Ugandan COVID-19 data set. But as you all understand, our current situation in Uganda, we could not get such a data set. And that's why we concentrated on the COVID-19 cases in Africa. And since it will help us to demonstrate that concept. Yeah. Otherwise, if you have already downloaded the data, I've shared every resources with you in that downloaded file, as we shall see as we move on. I suppose this session will be the easiest. Yeah, feel free to ask any question as we are moving on. Yeah, and as you know, the main aim of the bootcamp is for us to learn. And when you go back and you have learned something, don't forget to share with a friend. Thank you so much. I think we shall start off at 10 minutes past 5. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jesse. Jesse, I was suggesting in the meantime, maybe you tell us the problem that we're going to solve.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, your screen sharing. So, moment, data, default, tutorial. So, Remy, can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, a moment. Can you now see the PDF open?
Yes, it's open.
Can you see it on your screen?
Yes.
So I created the sample problem, and it says, as a GIS consultant, you have been provided with a COVID-19 historical data set for the whole world by the World Bank. Of course, this data set contains daily details about COVID-19 cases and deaths recorded for all countries of the world. So you are required to come up with a map or maps showing cumulative cases for COVID-19 for the African countries. And then after, you create an animated map that summarizes this trend over time. Yeah, so I can see the numbers, so I think we can start.
Daniel has a question.
Okay, may I ask?
Yes, hi Jesse. Can you be able to hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Yes, so my name is Daniel. I've been on and off training because I've been moving in the field.
Yes,
so
please.
Currently, I provide support to the Ministry of Health. I'm an epidemiologist. I do mapping, most of the mapping at the Ministry of Health. I'm the one who does COVID. So I have some level of skill, but I joined this training to get additional skill. And I highly appreciate yesterday's session because it gave me additional skill that I didn't have. However, I would like to find out there are some shape files that we need that has been very difficult to get. I don't know whether you'll be able to share with us some shape files, for example, the latest for sub-county, for villages. As you know, for COVID-19, we have moved the response to village level, sub-county level. So it would be nice to share with us the most critical shape files that you think would be necessary for the response. Thank you.
Okay, Daniel, to answer you, maybe you can stay on and we have an interaction answer session. So the challenge you have with Uganda is that it is hard to get the cases at that administrative level, maybe the sub-county or the village level, or even at a district level. However, if you can get those cases in an Excel sheet, you don't have to worry because the sub-county shapefiles are already available. You just have to do a join, as we are going to see today. Yes, Daniel.
Yes, thank you. I'll be on today. Thank you.
Yeah, kindly don't miss any step in today's session. Eh?
No, the chlorophyll map, I know how to do it, the joining, everything, but definitely there are those additional skills of like I've never used the raster data. I appreciate yesterday's session. I'll definitely have more questions later because I missed the earlier part, but I think I'll engage you in the Q&A session.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. So we shall dive into today's session straight away.
Jesse,
Yes.
I think someone else has something, maybe before we start.
Okay, they
Victor.
can ask briefly. Victor, please. Victor, please.
He's saying he's not hearing anything. Let me answer him in the chat. Jesse, you can continue.
So I hope you guys downloaded the data in the data folder. So within this data, go to spreadsheet, and then there is an Excel sheet called time series COVID-19 global. Yeah, when you open it, you will see that this spreadsheet contains COVID-19 data for all countries of the world recorded on a what? On a daily basis. As you can see, we have the country, the latitude, the longitude, and then the date. And for each date, they were recording what? Cumulative data. As you can see, it moves from this side to this side. This is 22nd of January 2020, 25th of January 2020, 26th of January 2020, 27th of January 2020, 28th of January 2020, and then 29th of January 2020. So the spreadsheet continues in this direction like this. So of course, the first thing you should always do in a GIS is to understand your data. So when I started this data, and then I understood it, actually I saw that this is not the best way I could represent it. So I decided to format it in a more understandable way. So to do that, I select all Control A, and then I go to data, and then I click this from table. So when I click that thing from table, it will open for me an advanced query option. At that time, I'm going to use to create what? As you can, GIS is to clean your data. Yeah. So of course, this is a data set that contains cumulative COVID-19 data, but it is rather dirty, you know? So my piece is kind of slow, but bear with me. Yeah, so when I open this, I want to format my data in a manner that I can be able to deal with. So to do that, I'll select the whole data set, and then I will unselect the province, the country, the latitude, and the longitude. And then I will go to transform, and then I click this unpivot columns. So when I click unpivot column, my data has been transformed into another form where I have the country, the latitude, longitude, the date, and the value. The value is the cumulative COVID-19 cases. So this is very different from my initial data, which was going like this, where they had recorded the cumulative cases in this manner. However, I wanted to format my data so that I have for each date, I have the what? The value, but rather in a column format. Yeah. So after doing that, I can change this attribute, date, and then I can change this value to cumulative cases. I'll use just 6 cases, something like that. Cumulative cases like this. And then I click here where there is home, and then I click close and load. So this will help me to transform my data into a more understandable format. I know. So as you can see here, this is my data. It has been transformed from the initial data it was. So my next step is to remove unwanted data which I don't want. So and then I remain with this data. So furthermore, I'll save this data as a new file. So you all know how to save. I'll go to file, save as, then spreadsheets. I'll create a new folder inside here, and I'll call it spreadsheets. And then I'll call it time series COVID-19 data edit. Yeah, it is a CSV. Remy. Yes, Remy?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Are we at the same stage now?
I think because there are no questions as yet.
Thank you. So my next step is to open my GIS environment. So when I open my GIS, I'm going to import that file and do some data cleaning, as you can see. So why am I importing it into the GIS? You know, we are interested in mapping COVID-19 collective cases on a daily basis. So I want to transform my data into a format that can be used to model that trend in a GIS. I hope that is fine. So I will go to layer, add layer, then add the limited layer. And then when I click there, I should be able to click here and browse my file. Remember, I saved it default spreadsheets. Oh, default, and then spreadsheets here, then time series. However, as you may see, this data has a latitude and longitude column. But for this step, I'm not interested in the latitude and longitude values. I just want to clean my data to put it in the most appropriate way I can be able to do it, to visualize in a time series manner. So I will first skip these point coordinates, and then I will input the data without any geometry as a normal shape. Yes, please.
Before we go furthest, someone is asking if you could repeat how you edited your Excel data. And also, could you slow down a bit?
Sorry. Okay. You guys, I gave you that spreadsheet folder. It contains these entries, COVID-19 global. So when you open this data, you see that the values are going, the data was recorded in this manner. Yet I want to have the column of dates, for each date I have a case. So to do that, I select my data set, Control A, Control All, and then I click data. You see that? Then I click from table. You see this from table? Then I click that. Of course, it will prompt me where is the data for your table. This is the normal range I've selected. And then I click OK. You see? And then it will open for me an advanced query editor. I hope we are at the same pace. So when it opens this query editor, this is the data. This is the data. It has just selected the sample, but all this is my data. So I press Ctrl S still, and then I select the whole data. And then I unselect the province, the country, the latitude, the longitude. And then after I click this transform, and then I click unpivot columns. Remember, all these are columns, but rather I want all of them to be aggregated under one single column, and then the other column has just the value for each date, you know? And then I click unpivot column. Of course, I will just have this attribute to date, and then this cumulative what? Cumulative cases. And then I click home, and then I click close and load. So when I do that, I would have transformed my data set. Yeah. Maybe also you delete this from this column because you don't need it. Yeah. Remy,
Yes, Jesse.
do you have any additional question, or we can continue?
But just the saying that your sound is breaking.
Sound is breaking. Sorry.
Mm.
Let me.
I don't know if it's the internet, the
Are you
connection.
facing the same issue with me?
Yeah, it's kind of breaking.
It's kinda.
Mm.
What of here?
Maybe if you continue speaking, we shall tell you.
Okay, thank you. So after
I
this
think
step,
it's fine.
yeah, after this step, you save this and then open your QGIS. I've already saved this, so we are in our QGIS. Do I need to repeat anything here, Remy?
Yeah, because I think they were lost way back when you were cleaning the data. So could you repeat that?
So I told you the initial stage in GIS is the data cleaning, but I've done my data cleaning partially in Excel, and then I want to continue with my data cleaning in QGIS. So to do that, I will click layer, add layer, and then add limit layer. And then I click here. I browse where I have saved that Excel sheet, and then I will open it. But rather, I have told you, as you notice, this Excel sheet has a latitude and longitude column. But for me, at this stage, I'm not yet interested in the spatial data. I'm just interested in cleaning this data. So I will ignore that and click document, and then I click add. Then I click close. Of course, when you open this data, you cannot visualize it anywhere because it doesn't have an X and Y value, you know? So the next thing I do is right click this and then open for this one, for this data. This will open an interface that is similar to the normal what? Excel we've been working with. As you see, we have the country column, the latitude, the longitude, the date, and the cases column. So Remy, before we proceed, if there is any question, I can handle because we are now going into more advanced stuff.
Someone is saying I can't get the from table in data tab.
Data, and then from table. Maybe which version of Office is he using?
Christopher, maybe you can unmute and talk to us.
Oh, you have 2010. Sorry, Christopher. So what you are going to do, I have not worked with 2010, but in that folder, can you see my screen? Yes, Christopher? Yes,
No,
Christopher.
you can continue.
So,
Yes, I can hear you.
you see this
Yes.
Just open it. I already showed it to you when I had edited it.
Okay.
Have you opened it?
I'm opening.
Open it, please.
Yeah, it is open.
Are you seeing how it is the same? It is already clean.
Yes.
So you can work with that. Then when you go back after this session, you can try to look at how we can do that in 2010, because this is 2016.
Okay, thank you.
Are you fine with that?
Yeah, thank you.
Then let us continue. So Remy, we were here.
Someone is asking, after
Mm.
editing the columns, what do we do? What do you do?
Vanessa, have you edited the columns from the advanced window or from the normal Excel?
I mean, after changing the date and then the case, what do you do?
You are supposed to. Are you still using that query window?
Yes.
So you are supposed to click home. You see that home button,
Okay.
and then load, and there is load and what? And then you load them into the Excel.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Thank you. And then after you save, and then save as CSV, and then import in QGIS.
Jesse, I was thinking maybe we give it like 2 minutes for everyone to catch up, because we shall keep going back and forth.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Excuse me, I have a question. Hello, Jesse. Jesse.
I'm listening to you, please.
Okay. I would like some help because I had not yet loaded my data. I would like some help when where do you tap like to edit in the query?
In the
Like
query,
to show queries or new query. You go to data. And like, where do you go after going to? You first highlight everything.
Yes,
and
just
then you
press Control All, then click data.
Yes.
And then from table.
From table.
Yeah, I think my from table.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
so,
something.
yes, click OK, and then it will bring you an advanced what?
Okay. It's saying that the operation you are about to perform affects a large number of cells.
No problem, no problem.
Okay.
So when you go there, you select all, Control All.
Yes.
And then you unselect the country, latitude, and then the longitude,
I unselect the longitudes.
The country, latitude, longitude, and the other first one.
How do you unselect them?
Just press Control All, and then don't move your hand from Control, and then start click the normal unselecting the normal, like
From I unselect from the query editor.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then after that, you will just go to transform, and then unpivot data. Okay.
But it's still loading. So I think I'll have.
No, just work with this data set. You see this COVID-19 edit?
COVID-19 edit?
The edits.
Pardon?
Spreadsheet. You open spreadsheet.
It's called what? I can't hear you.
You downloaded the dev folder.
Yes.
So within spreadsheets,
yeah,
they are called themselves COVID-19 edits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can use that one. It's already edited.
Yes, please.
Hey, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, because this is it. I think
Jesse,
we can. Yes, please.
sorry to take you back. I really try to unpivot the columns, but things seem to be taking a different turn. I don't know. When I unpivot, it goes on the extreme right, and the arrangement is kind of different. I don't know what.
So make sure. So if you are going to unpivot, make sure you've unselected the country, you know, the latitude and then the longitude, and then the province. Otherwise, if you unpivot when all of them are selected, it will behave funnily. The output will be in a funny manner, you know.
Is the unselecting the green colored or the white colored? I don't know, because when I try to select the province, country, latitude and longitude, for them they are green, like what you've been doing. Then when I proceed to transform and unpivot columns, they go on the extreme right.
So let me demonstrate this once more. Can you see my?
Yes, please. Like that.
Are you seeing that query thing? Are you seeing that?
Yes.
So when I press Control A, the moment Control A, the green thing comes.
Yes.
And then I unselect province. Sorry. Yes.
You press. Okay.
Country.
I've been doing it the wrong way.
Longitude, and then I come here, and then do what? I unpivot. You know.
You first select everything. That is what I've not been doing. I've just been. Okay. Sorry.
Control all. You first select. You know, just press Control A because you can't go and select in each row and column. It's a big data set.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we can proceed to GIS.
Please.
Have you all imported your Excel sheets there?
No, not yet.
Just use your sheet. This time series COVID-19 edits.
Okay.
Just import that. And then right click properties and then open attribute table. So is everyone here?
No.
Where are you?
I've not yet imported the.
Click layer, add layer, then delimited layer. Click here, browse to where you have it, open it, use no geometry. You see it's no geometry here?
Okay. You know that no geometry?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then add. Have you added?
My GIS had frozen.
So.
But I'm adding. It's okay, you can continue. I'll catch up.
Okay, so you just click properties. Manya, you just right click here and then open what? Attribute table. You know?
Jesse.
Yes, Remy.
Someone is saying that when I try to add my file into QGIS, the add option is grayed out.
Do you
It's
know
not
why? I've
active.
selected this point coordinates. This they are supposed to select no geometry. Because he has selected this, the add is grayed out. But
Okay.
just use no geometry and then add it.
And then Galaxy M01 has a question. His hand
Please
is up.
use your names, please, Galaxy.
Oh,
Please.
it's me, Priscilla.
Oh, okay.
I already asked. So I just want to put my hand up.
All right. Okay, just
I
we
can
can
see
continue.
Huawei Y9 Prime. Please switch to your name. We don't want to call you that name. Please.
Okay, just you can continue.
We can continue. Eh?
Mm.
So right click this and then open the attribute table. A moment. So when you look at this attribute table, it has a country, the latitude, the longitude, the date, and the cumulative cases. So I am interested in extracting the date. You know? A moment. I am interested in extracting the dates, but however, to extract these dates, I will first extract the what? The month. You know let me just open my where is my annotator? Then I need text. Let me do like this. So this date is written in a form of 01. For example, the month is January, the first day, 2021. So I want to be able to extract out each component of the date individually into a different column. Say that I have a column for the date. This is the month actually. This is the month, and the third one is the year. I hope we are together, you know? So to do that, let me shift this side. I click this. Do you see this open picture? And then I will make a new field, which is going to be my month. And then this field should be a string. So I'm going to use a function. Remember, I have my date like this. Like this, it is first. It is the first month, this is January, and then the first day, and then the year is 2021. So in QGIS, we have a function that is called, we have a function and that is called substring. You know,
Jesse, sorry for cutting you.
Okay.
But I'm suggesting that the guys who haven't reached the step where you are and they're still struggling with the Excel data, maybe you could first use the edited one that Jesse sent. Jesse, you sent it, right?
Yes, please. It is this time.
Maybe you first use the edited data that Jesse edited for us, so we catch up with this, because we are going back and forth the same thing, and we are losing out on a lot of time. So Josephine, could you choose the edited data in the folder that Jesse sent, so that you don't lose out on this one also, this thing that we're doing. Then you can try cleaning your data when you're following with a video that we shall send later. I don't know if it works for you. Yes, Jesse. You can show them which one to use.
You use this one, the one I've highlighted, time series COVID-19. Time series COVID-19 edits. You see this?
Yes.
Oh, what is this? Are you seeing arrows on my screen?
Yes.
I don't know where they came from, but just leave them alone and we continue. So
Okay.
I was telling you, remember our date field is in this form. It is a string. So I want to extract out this first object, which is the month. So what I click, you see that? And then
Excuse
I
me, Jesse.
Yes, please.
Excuse me. I've not understood how you brought this format of date in the space.
Which format? This one.
This one, yeah, that you.
No, this one, I'm just using my screen to type something. I'm just using my screen to type something. I can even write here. You see this?
Yeah.
I can even erase it. This is a zoom function. Okay, so let us continue.
Jesse, kindly please repeat from properties after importing the Excel data. From properties, where do you
properties? Open at first.
Open what?
Attribute table.
Attribute table.
Yeah.
Okay. Properties. But I can't see that option on mine.
Which version are you having?
Of QGIS.
Yeah.
The same.
It's here.
Oh, okay.
So
I've seen it.
Let us extract this first one is the month. So
is what?
The month. I want to extract the month from this column. You see? So I'll create a new field which is called month. And then I call it a what?
How? Jesse, please, how did you put that table where you're changing the fields from?
Okay. The challenge is you are not looking at the screen. First, look at the screen, watch what I'm doing, and then you can do it after I do it. You get it? Just look at the screen and then watch me do, then you can ask later. You know? You click this one. This? The field calculator?
Yes.
Click that. And then it will open for you this.
Okay.
So we are creating a month, and the month is a string. Are we together?
Yes.
So I want to open to extract this first value, but I want to show you something. As you see, some dates have one number, some months have one number, one, and then others have 0. You see this 0? So our data is very unclean. So to do that, I'm going to use a function. It's an inbuilt function in QGIS. It's called substring. You write substring and then brackets. You click here, fields and values. And then I'll select this date field, comma. I will begin from the 0 value, which is this one. And then I'll select length of values, and then I use these brackets. If you are stuck on this function, just go to this file I shared with you and open commands. When you open commands, I have already put for you this function. The function to extract the month is here. You just copy it like this and paste it here. Remy? Yes, Remy?
Jesse. Yes, Jesse.
Are we together?
Yeah.
I've shared these instructions with you in a notepad file. So just copy this function to extract the month from here and then paste it here. It means that in the column of date, extract for me the value from 0, but it should be of a length 2, you know? Yeah, and then click OK. When you click OK, of course, it will take some time since it is a big data set. Yeah, it will take some time to run. You see, it's running. So, are you seeing a new column called the month here? It's here, but however, it is not so clean since it has some other attribute which is not the date. Are you seeing this? How do you call this? This backslash?
Slash.
Yeah, so my next step is to remove this backslash. So to remove this backslash, I'll again open my field calculator, and then I create a new column. I'll call it month 1, since I am editing the month. Still, it shall be a text. So this time I have also shared with you the function to remove the slash from the month attribute. Just copy it like this and paste it here. You know what this means? It means that look into the month column, look for a value which is a backslash, and anything above it, replace it with a space. These 2 quotations without anything means a space, you know, and then press OK, you know. As yeah, it is loading, it is loading, it is loading.
Jesse, as it's loading, you have a hand from Victor.
Victor can ask.
Yes, Remy. I just wanted to advise it's better if we just watch as you do, and then we shall practice with the video. Other than if you want to do as you are doing, we shall not go anywhere. We shall consume a lot of time asking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Thank you for that. So yeah, we can follow through as Victor said. But if you're sure you can do what the facilitator is doing, then you can follow through. But yeah, thank you, Victor.
As long as it's slow and we get to understand it, we can practice with the video.
All right.
So Remy.
Yes.
Remy.
Yes, please.
Should I continue, please?
Yeah, there are no questions as yet.
So we have managed to remove these backslashes from this column, as you see. I have shared all the functions with you in the command pad. It's just there in the folder you downloaded them. You just have to copy and paste. So after extracting this month, I want to extract the date. So I'll still open my.
Jesse, someone has a question here. They're asking, can't we just extract the months in Excel instead of the weird QGIS functions?
Actually, in Excel, you can't do this because you can't do this. You can't substring from Excel. Remember, QGIS is built in Python. So we are using a Python, not complicated. It's just a simple way of what? Extracting values. As far as I'm concerned, you cannot substring from Excel.
Okay.
Remy.
Yes, please.
Okay, what we are trying to demonstrate to our participants, this is what the GIS people do every day. Data cleaning is a very important step in a GIS, So they don't do this every day. Each person does a different task. You are always tasked what? With cleaning, and it's not an easy step.
Mm.
Actually, it's one of the hardest. So
You're
let me
right.
extract the month quickly. No, the date. I'll call it the date. So it's going to be a string. Of course, I have a function here to extract the day. I'll copy it. And I run it. This means that look into this date string from the third value, extract me 3 numbers. This is 1, 2, and 3, you know? Yeah. Remy, it's loading. You know, it's a big data set. Eh?
Yeah.
A big data set.
And also just to add that if you also if your job is doing data cleaning and you work with a lot of Excel, the Excel functions could be very stressing. So you can just do it in QGIS, then after you export it with all your clean data. Just a merit for QGIS.
Yeah, of course. So, Remy, it's now done. Eh? But as you may see, we still have those backslashes. Eh? So I am going to remove them. How? I will come to field calculator. I'll create a new field called day1. It will be a string field. I wrote the function already to replace this and to remove that backslash, and then I'll paste it there. And then I click, okay, you know. Remy.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, Remy.
Are there no questions? You can go ahead.
Okay, so we have managed to extract our month, a clean month, our day, and then we are just left with extracting the year, only the year. So to extract the year, still I will click here, open field calculator, and then I call this my year. My year is still a string, and then I shared the function with you to extract that year. You copy that, and then paste it here. And then click. Okay.
Jesse, I have a question of my own.
Okay, Remy.
Can't you add these functions together so you have one output like subtract and then add the function for removing the slashes and then run at once?
Remy, you can, but that's rather advanced. Remember, we are just doing a tutorial, which actually I want to demonstrate to our participants, say that they can they can go back home and they do what we have done. Eh?
All right.
But unless otherwise, you can just use one function and then put them at once and then move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Yes, Jesse, as it is loading,
Yes, please.
it is sweet for you to copy and paste from that notepad. But a question of my own. Is there an index of commands for someone without a programming background? I don't know, is there an index of commands where I can go and probably consult if I need to do some actions with QGIS, for example?
Should I answer you, please?
Yes, yes.
So let me tell you my story. Before doing this, actually, I did not know how they do it. So I went to Google and then I searched a lot of resources till I found that one function that could help me do that. When I found it, it actually disturbed me the first time to do that. But I made sure that I learn it. What am I driving at? Of course, the functions are there, but you can't know them all. Remember, you are supposed to know what will only help you, you know? So today we are doing this, tomorrow we will do something which is different, you know? I would rather suggest that anytime you are challenged with something, you just randomly search about it and then make sure you understand it. Because you may be surprised that today we may be using this substring, but tomorrow you may not use this substring. You may be required to use some other function which you have never even thought about. So, have I answered you, my brother? I'm sorry.
In short, there is no index of commands.
It is there, but it is of no use to know all the commands.
Well, I don't need to know. I don't need to know all of them. Probably, if I am going to do a particular task,
yes, please.
I can easily go through, run through, and then probably choose the one which is suited for my task. That is what I meant.
Oh, my brother, it is there. It is there indeed.
That is. Yeah. I don't know. Can you probably share a source or something?
We shall talk on WhatsApp. I also don't have it currently, but it's there. I know it's there.
Okay.
But I also don't have it currently.
Also, Oliver has a question for you, Jesse.
Yes, please, Oliver.
Yeah, my question is, like, according to what I'm seeing, like in the command notepad. So in the future editor, in the function editor, sorry, like in the GIS. So can't you just type in, like, when you want to remove maybe the slashes, the what, something like you type in substring, something like that. Can it happen?
Yeah, let us type with, let me type with.
Because I'm looking at the scenario, you didn't give us those things. So what can a person do?
I just shared with you these things to simplify our session. But however, you are just supposed to type them in the function editor. So you see this here? I want to remove these backslashes. Are we together, Oliver?
Yes, we are together, I'm saying.
So I'll click this new field. I'll call it year 1. And then it shall be a string. I want it to be a string. And then I'll use this reg. You see this reg replace?
Yeah.
You see? And then I put my bracket. Immediately it shall tell me input the string. You see this string?
Yeah, I'm saying.
I will look for that file. What is it? It is my year. You get it?
Yeah.
Comma. And then it will tell me, what are you looking for? And then I'm looking for, you see this same thing here? Rather, you see it?
Yeah, I'm saying.
So I'm looking for this symbol, but rather I put it into two, you see? I put it into 2 brackets.
Yeah, yeah.
The symbol I'm looking, you see this? And this?
Yeah.
If I was looking for a star, I would do like this. You see?
Yeah.
And then, but rather I'm looking for this. And then comma again, and then I replace it with an empty space. You just use these two and then close. If I want to replace it with a 0, I can put a 0.
Okay, thanks so much. That was my question.
You're welcome. And then I press OK. Oh, Duncan is saying, can you tell us how we can write the function? Yes, Duncan, I think we have we answered you or not?
Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Duncan.
Thank you for the position. What I was asking is, you are showing us how to copy the function already in a notepad. I want to know the backward information towards producing that command.
I also don't know, I'm also just using the command. For example, you see the substring.
Yes, please.
You know a string, let me say my name is Jesse.
Yes.
So this is
Yes.
So if I want to my name, I'll use the substring function. This name is in a column called Jesse.
Yes.
Names. A column is names. Column is names.
Yes, please.
So I will use substring, the same function like this. Let me just put it here. Substring, the column will be names. Names is the column. I don't know whether it is of a capital N, you know.
Yes.
And then I'll say from 0, 0 means this is 0, 1, 2, you know.
Yes.
And then if I want to just say, I will stop at.
Oh.
If I want to extract these two, I will stop at. You get it? Eh?
Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Jesse.
Remy?
I just want to add, maybe to give an insight about these things that we are seeing, the slashes and stuff. Maybe if I can just echo, we can have maybe an insight of what we're using now. These code-like lines are what we call SQL. Now, SQL is a standard query language that is used to communicate with databases. Yeah, so it's not like Jesse created those things on his own, but rather you understand how to use the language, and then you can get simple lines that you can use to query through your database. And that is how we come up with these lines of code that you're seeing. So it's a language that we need to learn if you're going to be doing a lot of databases and GIS and stuff. It's a language that we can learn and get familiar with, so you can be able to query through your databases and do stuff like this. So maybe it also answers his question where he says, is there like an index of those things? Yeah, it's there. So you just have to learn the language, how to use it, understand it, and then you can be able to do this. Yeah, I don't know if I made sense, but Jesse, you can go ahead.
So after extracting our year, you will notice that it is inconsistent. Here we have 20, here we have 2020. When you continue down, we have 21, here 20. You will see that these values are not consistent. We may want to have whether our year is 2020 or 20, you know? You understand that situation, eh? We want all our year to have the same characters, either in the form of 2020, 2021, 2019, or either 21, 2019. So that is our last step in this data cleaning. Eh? So what I am going to do is that I am going to extract the last two letters, actually the last two numbers, and then I will add the 20 word on those two numbers to make a new value for the year. So where is this function? Yeah. There's this function called the right function. You see that right function? It is used to extract from a string. This is a string. But if I want to extract values while moving from the right, while I'm going this side, I use the right function. See? The right function. Eh? So I'll use the right function and then I'll open fields and values. I'll use it on this year one. And then remember, I will be interested in the last what? The last two values, you know? Then I will select and then I'll close. So if we are to look critically at my preview here, they are showing me that I can be able to extract the what? The last two values. Rather, I want to make it a full year. So what I do, in front of this extract, I will add a number 20, like this, you know. I use these two upper quotations, and then I input the 20, and then I use this plus sign. And then here you can see my year is full, you know. Remy. Yes, Remy?
Yes, please.
If we have any question at this stage, I'll handle it. If we don't have, then we continue.
It just seems like people are interested in the SQL, but I would advise that we talk about the SQL later, or maybe you be following as Jesse is teaching. I'll answer you guys in the chats.
Yeah, but so this is the function. You will just copy that and then paste it. But however, I want to remind members that these functions have been customized for today's tutorial. So if you are doing your own data, you will need to change a few parameters here and there for it to work, you know? Thank you. So I'll just say, okay, and then I run that. Yeah.
Yes. On that final, this field that you've just created, I've done the same thing. It has refused to run. It's not running. I copied and pasted it from the notepad. I pasted it on that part for expression, but it's not running. On preview, I see it saying expression is invalid.
Are you having this field called year one? Have you created it?
Yes, I have it.
You have it?
Yes.
So what you do, write it like, you know, just write it, you know, don't copy, just write it, you know. How can I
write
say? Yes, please. Maybe, have you are meaning this function here?
Yes, that function.
Have you copied it from here or?
Hey, it has
like
now
this?
worked. It has now worked. Yours was different from mine.
So as it is running, we have managed to clean our data and extract the date, the month, and the year for each what? Remember, we have a country, a date, a year, the cumulative cases, and then we are good to go now. So what is left is we are going to export this CSV into Excel, and then we delete the unwanted columns and then come back to our QGIS to do our what? Our animation map, and then we shall be good to go.
Hi, Jesse.
Yes, please.
I think David has a question.
Yes, please. David can ask Chisa.
Yes, Jesse.
Yes,
for
please,
this,
David.
for that last command, you did not consider the substring, that string, that text string something. You considered it as a whole integer, I think.
Yes, please.
What is it now?
So, okay. Remember, an integer is a number, you know? it doesn't matter, but why did I consider these first ones as string? You know, this backslash is not a number, it is a string. Eh?
Oh,
so there will be errors, you know.
okay.
Yeah. How? Okay, so we can continue. So members, I have managed to extract my year, a clean year, a clean day, and a clean month, you know. So what I do, I close this, you know, I close this. And then oh, my QGIS has frozen. Just give me a moment. Okay. Right click on this layer. It has frozen. I don't know why. You know, this is a very big data set. Eh?
And you haven't saved.
Yeah.
That's
why I was telling you always remember to save.
But I think it is saved into the Excel if you've been saving the
No.
data.
Remember, we have not saved the Excel.
You have not been saving it.
No. Actually, it does. It's not in the Excel. So to save, yes.
I'm meaning like that file, the one you have imported, it's not in Excel.
It is in Excel, but they have not yet updated what we've edited in the Excel file.
Oh, okay.
It is still in the. It's like a database. So right click here and then say export, save feature as, you know. Then click there and then select from this list of value, comma separated value, and then select the file name. Then choose where to save it. Let me save it to my desktop. I'll create a new file. I hope you guys are saving it. I'll call it files, and then inside there I will I'll call it COVID QGIS, something like that. Yeah. And then I'll select, I don't want it to be added. I'll untick this, then I'll say, okay. So as you are seeing here, it is running, you know? Yeah. So Chisa. Yes, Chisa?
Yes, Jesse.
Yeah, I think the main objective is accomplished. We have now been able to demonstrate how we can edit and clean some of the data, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
Yeah. Maybe as it is running, you can also talk about other data cleaning aspects that I've not talked about briefly in about one.
Yes, I think from what you've been saying and explaining, and what I've actually been talking about all the time, that data cleaning is one of the most important stages in GIS, and it's something also which is not taught. If you've done a degree program, basically, usually you find that data cleaning is not taught. You find that you're taught the map making process and how to do the different visualizations, to do the analysis, but very little is taught about how to, you know, organize your data in GIS. So usually, and most of the tools that are used there, some of them are there and they're open source. And also, you also have to have a specific skill. For example, now what you've learned, you need to, of course, have a simple background, I think, with some programming, some little programming, not so complicated, at least, especially if you're extracting now values, also editing, because, you know, sometimes you have now an Excel data and you have thousands of records. If now you decide to go one by one, trying to edit, it may take longer than to take you years or some time, and yet maybe your client or your donor would want the results as fast as possible. So you need to be knowing some of those functions, some of those tools, that actually at least you have to learn through a little bit of SQL or programming, just the basics. That would help you. Even some little knowledge of Excel, because even Excel itself, there are some tools there that can actually help you also do some basics in cleaning.
So Chisa, should I continue, please?
Yes, I think you can continue.
So I have and now I can go on delete and what unwanted columns like this month. I will delete it. This day I will delete it. This year and this year I will delete it. Okay, let me delete this, and then I will delete this, and then actually I no longer need this, so I will delete it. Then I rename this to month. I rename this day, and I will rename this to year, and then I will save. But however, I will save it as a new what? A new Excel sheet. You know, it's always good to track of your records. Then I'll call it cumulative and I save it, and then I close it. So at this stage, because I want us now to go back into our GIS, are we together on this? Yes, Chisa?
Yes, I think we're okay.
Yeah, if we are not together, you can use, do you see this COVID-19 daily CF? Let me look at it. Let me just look at it. Yeah, do you see this COVID-19 daily CF? This one. You can use that one now for our next operations, this one. So you open your QGIS window, click layer, add layer, you add that layer we have edited. So mine is a desktop, files, and then COVID-19 QGIS. So when you add it, this time around, I'm interested in the coordinates. So I'll click point coordinates. Remember, the X is the what? The longitude. And then the Y is the latitude. And then this geometry, you can select here. Am I first? WGS 84. This one, and then select, okay. And then add, and then say close. Are we together here?
Excuse me.
Okay, Priscilla.
How did you export your time series COVID edits as Excel? Because me, I exported, came back as another layer.
You say, you click on that layer export, save feature as, and then you select from this drop down,
Yes.
comma separated value. Yeah, and then you export it. You click OK. You know?
So, okay. So where do you find it?
You save it here. You select where to save it. Me, I saved mine here. You know?
But that doesn't pop up, that field for saving.
Of course, by selecting this, you've already put it in your folder.
In Excel?
It is already an Excel.
Oh, okay, I've seen it. So I import it.
No, what you do, you are supposed to edit it and clean it and delete unwanted layers. Eh? So what you do, open that spreadsheet file. Eh?
Yes.
Are you seeing this COVID-19 daily CF?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Work. So that's the one you are adding now in GIS. You know, I already edited it.
Okay.
Yeah, to save time. Eh? Yeah. So add it into your GIS and then it should be good to go. So meanwhile, I can save my project. Save as, I'm going to call it animation. Animation mapping. Yeah. Are we together here? Yes, Kisa.
Yes, Jesse, I think we can continue unless someone
Yeah,
has a
yesterday
question.
we had someone who was asking how to import CSV and Excel. I think we've demonstrated that today.
Yes, I think it's fine.
It's fine, eh? So I'm also going to add, remember we are interested in modeling the COVID-19 cases for Africa. So I am going to add the Africa file. So you click layer, add layer, add the layer, then you browse to where, you know, I gave you the data, and then you click ship files, and then you select this African countries, what boundaries, you know, this one, African countries boundaries, and then click open, and then click add, and then close. Are we together? So I can drag this down like this, and then the points on top, and then I can click this African country, right click, and then I zoom to layer. Yes, are we on the same stage? You can just type here in the chat box and then we can continue.
I think we are at part.
Thank you. So after doing this, we are now going into an important step, which is the joining. Remember, we have a table that has, yes, please.
Just before you go into that stage, I think Davis has a question.
Okay, please.
Yeah, Jesse, I want to know the CRS you used for this Excel layer we added.
Oh, it is WGS84, please.
Pardon?
WGS84.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I continue, Chisa?
Yeah, yes.
So remember, we now have two data sets. We have this point file, and each point has a historical number of cumulative cases. Eh? And then we have this shape file. So our next step is to map from this our shape file here, and then delete the unwanted points outside our study area. So to do that, you come to this toolbar, and then you search for join. Let me repeat it. If you don't have that toolbar, if it is not there, you come to processing and then toolbox. You know, let me repeat it. Processing and then toolbox. When you come to toolbox, you search join. And then you click join attributes by location. Are we together? You can use this chat to let me know we are together. Otherwise, I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay, yes, we are together. So our base layer is this African boundary. COVID QGIS, you know?
Jesse,
Yes, please.
when I try to add that COVID CF, that add icon doesn't light up. It's not adding.
What you are supposed to do, you see, where is my COVID CF? Moment. So this is the COVID CF.
Yes.
So what you're supposed to do, select the X field. This X is the what? The latitude. Actually, X is the longitude and then Y is the latitude. You see?
Okay.
And then come here and select the coordinate system as WJ84. This one. WJ84. And then click OK. And then add it. And then close.
Okay.
So then after you add the African countries, the shapefile. So is everyone here? Chisa, I need a response on this because I don't want us to jump into the join when people are not here.
Yes, Jesse.
I need a response on this.
If
Should
the
I
question,
continue?
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, you can always put up your hand or text in the chat, then we can respond back. Yes, but for now there are no questions.
We are together. I can see here Ambrose. So the next thing is select the best layer as the African countries. The join layer is this. I have named it QGIS, but I don't know what it's called yours. And then select this as intersect, leave it as default. Of course, you can, if you leave this as default, such that I want us to copy all the layers together. But if you're interested in a few layers, you can just come here and select a few and then press OK. But if you are not, or you want all, you can leave it as what? Leave it as empty. You see this option, leave empty to use all fields. So here in the join type, create separate feature for each one-to-many. Use one-to-many. Of course, there's one-to-one, one-to-one, but use one-to-many. Yeah. This is, you can select to save your layer, your joined layer. Here, save to file. Select where you save it. Please do save your layer. Me, I'm just going to run it. I'm not going to save it because it's going to take a lot of time. And then after, you run. Chisa?
Oh yeah, I think we're okay.
Yeah, as it is running, I can take questions. Meanwhile.
So Jesse,
Yes.
As it's running and loading,
yes.
First remind us the final output. What are we here looking at?
Oh, let me. Where are we? Desktop. So we are trying. We are not trying. Actually, we are going to create an animated map that shows cumulative COVID-19 cases in Africa. Of course, something like this, though you can make it better than mine.
Okay, looks beautiful.
Should I remove it?
Uganda, we are still safe.
Yes, please.
According to your legend, Uganda, we are still safe.
No, just look at this date. Look at the date, Are you looking at this date?
Yes.
Are you looking at this date? So
actually, yeah, it's changing.
April. So this is, are you seeing this date? Eh?
Hmm.
Are you seeing how we are not safe?
Yeah, we
Just
are
look
not.
at where yeah, you know, so that
I've
is
seen.
yeah, that is the essence of this session. Remember, your output is supposed to inform someone. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah. If you can
Interesting.
gather
Right.
data for Ugandan districts at a temporal level, you can still do the same thing.
Okay.
And
Yes,
then, yes, please.
Actually, I think someone can, try to go through the hassle of getting that data and trying to create that kind of visualization showing how the cases have been accumulating in the country. I think that would be nice.
It would be nice, Chisa. So my algorithm was completed. I can click close. Please mute your microphones, please. Yes, Chisa.
Yes, we can continue.
So I'll open this table. So when you create a join, we have joined two layers, and both layers had their own what? Their own attributes. But now, as you can see, our attributes from our previous layer have also been added here. You can see the cases, the month, the date, the year. Are you seeing that? You know? So before we proceed any further, I want us now to make a date that our GIS understands, you know? A date that we are going to use to map our temporal data, you know? So to do that, come again to field calculator, and then call the output name. I'm going to call it the data date. You can call it any name. You can call it any name. Data date. Come to the field type and call it a date. You see? So this is the function we are using here. The function we use is called make date. Make date. And then brackets. The first input it requires is the year. And we have already made our year column, which is here. You see? Comma, the month, comma, and the day. And then close brackets. If you are stuck, just come to this command and copy this function to make date, from make date, and then copy it, and then paste it there, you know. Let me see. Oh, when you paste it there, they are telling me expression is invalid because this is supposed to be day. You get it, eh? And then press OK. So as you can see, I have been able to make a date for my data here. Are you seeing this? I've been able to make a date for my data that my GIS understands. So I click this save. You see this save? Yeah. And then I close. When I close, yeah. Yes, Solomon.
Just a comment in the chat, I think. I think from Daniel is saying that someone had talked of doing mapping for Ministry of Health, so you could have access to that district level data for Uganda, so you can actually use it for that kind of analysis.
Yes,
then also something I've noted in the data I've seen, like it's quite heavy. Have you realized?
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
Chisa, COVID, it started from December, but then this data set starts from January 2020, and then we have daily cases till, I think, June. I'm not so sure, but like we have cases for each day, for each day, for each day, and for each country,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a heavy one. So
yeah,
someone is saying, why was the new field created? So remember, we are interested in mapping our cases using time. So that's why we created a new field for time. Basically that we are going to use that field to map our cases. Remember, we are going to map them on a daily basis using that field. Yes, Tani, have I answered you?
Yes, you have.
Thank you. Are we at par?
Yes, for now.
The next thing I'm going to do is formalize. You see? I'll click property. And then I click symbology. When I click symbology, I click graduated. And when I click graduated, I will select this value. Remember, I'm interested in total cases, these cases. And then I will come to my, you see this one here? I'll use equal counts. Let me use equal counts for classification. And then I classify my cases into 5 classes. But rather, let me change my classes to 7. Then I classify. You can apply, but this color ramp is not nice at all. It's shouting. So I can look for a better color ramp. You just click here where you see color ramp. No. You click here where you see color ramp. Here, you see this? This drop down. This drop down. And then I'll use this spectrum. You see this spectrum? If you're not seeing it, come here to color ramps and then look for spectrum. It's here. And select OK. And then you can click apply. But however, since childhood, we all know that red is known for hot things. So if I want my red to be the highest, I click here and then I click invert color ramp. And then I apply. Chisa. Yes, Chisa?
Yes, we're following.
Can I continue? So
yeah.
The next thing I want to do, are you seeing these outlines? They are too thick. I want to improve my symbology first. So what I do is to click this symbol, simple fill, and then I'll change the stroke color to white. And then I'll change the stroke width to 0.06, and then I'll click OK. Just look at that. And then I click apply. Are you seeing the difference between the two? Are you seeing how it's looking nicer, you know?
Yes, it's so much better.
Thank you. So, yeah. But then this is not a good representation. Remember, you are showing that this country has, this represents this number of people who are infected with COVID-19 at a given time. We can represent it better. So why I chose to represent it as the number of confirmed cases per 1 million. So to do that, I click this, you see this E, this query button, I click it. Then I use confirmed cases over, remember, we have a number of what? Attributes here. And then I will look for the population. Where is the population of each country? Are you seeing this population estimate? This one. And then I use those brackets. And then I multiply it by a million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 zeros. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 zeros. And then I click OK. When I click OK, I will again click classify. And then are you seeing my values changing? So to do that, I'll click apply. And then I have applied this what? These changes. So further, I want to include a value or a symbol for 0. Using this plus sign, I'll click this plus, and then it will add for me a new like symbol. And then I'll edit it to, I click simple fill here, fill color, and then I select the opacity to be 0. Okay. And then the stroke color should be black. Okay. Okay. And then apply. And then further, I double click here, and then I change the lower value, the upper value to 1. Then I click OK, apply. Then I say OK. Chisa, should I continue?
Yes, Jesse. Unless someone has a question, you can, raise up your hand, or you can type in the chat.
At this stage,
yes, I think
I
David
now
has a
want
question.
to. Yes, please.
David has a question.
David, please, you can ask.
Yes, in the properties of that layer, still the classes were still 7. Yet
Yes,
I saw
please.
you added. Yet I saw you added 1.
Yeah. So you see this thing, this plus?
Yeah, they've now changed, but the other time there were 7 when you.
Yes, please. Okay. Yes, I added that one for this 0. You know it. This 0 plus. So that I start from 0 to 1, then 1, you know?
Okay, I think it's okay.
Okay. Okay. We can continue. So at this time, I want to bring the other attribute we had. So you right click and then click properties. When you click properties, come to temporal. Are we together? Actually, this is why we install this version, because some versions don't have this what? This temporal, like this temporal tool. Yeah. It is a new version, it's a new tool that was from 3.14 and then upwards. Are we here? Make sure you select this. You come to configuration. You change it to single field with date and time. And then select that date we have created. Of course, the software will recognize it and click apply. And then, okay. Yes, Chisa?
Yes, I think we're okay.
If we are okay, then the next step is, do you see this watch here? You see this watch?
Yes.
Click it. Have you clicked it? It will bring the temporal controller window. So you can click display. And when you click display, your map will disappear. Because you've selected hours, by default it is hours, yet your data is on a daily level. So you change this to days, and then do you see this refresh button? And then click that refresh button. Can you see something like that?
Joseph.
Yes, Chisa.
Yeah, someone has a question wondering where you clicked to bring that controller window.
Here, you see this watch?
Yeah.
But make sure you've enabled the other layer, the time layer, this one. You've enabled it here, you know? Otherwise it won't work. Actually,
yes,
I think at this stage we can bring in our base map.
Okay.
You know, we looked at plugins the other day, so you just, you know, let me just add a base map. Map library, and then let me add the base map. I'll add the OpenStreet base map. I think we looked at base maps the other day. Why is it not coming? Web map library.
Sometimes takes time to load, maybe.
You know.
It's not there.
So it's now there. Of course, you can use this to scroll through and see. Remember, just look at this date here, this frame. You know, so are you seeing how it is changing? Just look at this, or you can even play it. When you play it, it changes automatically. But we are almost there. We are going to get there soon. So at this stage, we've created our data is now already modeled, and then we are only left to add a few things like the title, the legend, the north arrow, and then we can call it a day. So to do that, Kisa.
Yes, we're following.
So what you do next is to create a legend. Remember the other day we looked at creating. So come to layout, new print layout, and then you create a legend. I'm seeing our time is fast. I'm trying to rush. You create a legend, edit it, and then export it as a picture. You don't need to add anything. Just create the legend, edit it, and then export it as a what? As a picture. The normal export. After editing it, and making it nice, you come to layout, export as image. Of course, I shared with you a sample legend here in the dev4 folder. Let me just look at this. Dev4, you see this legend, I shared the legend file with you. Yeah. A moment as it is opening. Yeah. So my assumption is that you've already created a legend. It's not coming. It is not coming. Okay. As the legend is coming, no, I wanted first add the legend. Okay. Chisa.
Yes.
I'm assuming we have already created the legend and then exported it into a picture. So you come to view and then decorations. And then you add, you see this title label? You click it and then you enable the title. Then I can say cumulative COVID-19 cases. You can change the font here to Arial. And then you can bold it. Let me make it 28. Yeah. Then okay. And then I apply. Are you seeing my title?
Yes.
Of course, you can choose a better title than mine. And then you can also change that background color. You just click here. Me, I don't want it. I want it blank. Then I click apply. It's now blank. So this is the legend I made. Chisa, can you see my legend?
Yes, I can see it.
I'm just doing this because the other time we looked at legends and our time is first paint.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So after adding the title, you also come here to layer, add layer. No, you come to view, decorations, and then image. Then you enable image, and then browse to where you have your legend, and then open it. So you can change the legend size like to 20 millimeters. You can place it wherever you want, and then you just keep applying. When you can call it 30, and then I can call it 50, you know, and then I can change where it is from horizontal. I want it to be 10, vertical, I want it to be 3, and then I apply. Horizontal, I want it to be, let me bottom left, you know. You can change a few parameters here and there, you know. Let me make it 60 actually. Yeah, so something like that. Then after, you also come to view, then decorations, and then you can also add your north arrow. Enable north arrow. I can put it top right or top left. Then I can give it a size of 50. Let me see 50. 50 is very big. I can put it at 30. Yeah. And then horizontal, I can put it at 40. And then vertical, 10. Let me put it at 60. Yeah, let me just put it there because our time is first paint. Then I can just move this down like this. Yeah. So, Chisa.
Yes, yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
So I can also click view and then I click decorations and then I add a copyright. You know, a copyright is like a copyright disclaimer. So I can say copyright, resilience, mappers 2021. Of course, I edit the font. I like Arial. Then it ought to be bold. Yeah. And I click OK. Horizontal, I can put it 10 and then vertical 10 from the bottom right. Of course, you can change and put it where you want. Yeah. So one more thing that is left is our date. Chisa, should I cover that date or we can stop here?
Say the date, what do you mean by date?
Remember, our animation has a date. It is supposed to show the date.
The date when you produced it? Oh.
The cumulative cases at a given date.
I think you should add it.
I should add it.
Mm.
So I'm going to create a date very fast. I'll answer questions later in the question and answer session.
All right.
I come to layer, create layer, need your package layer, and then I'll choose a database and then I'll call it date. When I call it date, the geometry type of this layer is point. And then I'll click OK. So a new date layer is added. I will click here, I edit, I add the point. Let me add my date here. And then I click OK. Where I've added that point is where I want my date. So I'll click, right click this, and then I say properties, symbology. I will switch it to no symbol. And then the labels, I'll say single labels. And then I want my labels to be Arial and bold. So within this command, still I shared with you the function to make the date. I'll copy that. Because we don't have time, I won't explain that. And then I paste it there. Then I say OK. Then I say apply. And when I apply, the date has come. This date is a temporal date. As you move on, it keeps changing, I think. It keeps changing as you do what? As you move on. So at this step, what you do, you just click this. Do you see this save button? You click it. Yes, please.
I think you can continue.
Okay. Make sure you design your map in any way you want it to look like. Me, I'm just demonstrating, but I've prepared for you a tutorial, an in-depth tutorial. I've written it for you. We shall share it with you. You can go back and do this at home. Make sure you export this animation. You just have to choose the output directory. And then, for example, I can call this. Let me choose this maps out. Now let me make a new folder. I can call it map. Map. You select this folder. And then you can change a few parameters here and there, and then say save. So as you can see, this software will export all these maps into, it will export one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one, you know. And let me show you a sample of this. Okay, a moment. So when it finishes, you will have daily maps like this one, as you can see them. There will be many, you know. It will export one map at a time, you know. And these are many, you know. You'll have a number of maps. Let me about this, since we don't have time. A moment. So you will have a number of maps. I don't know, it's not opening, but you'll have a number of them. There'll be many. There will be many, as you see. And for each map, it will have a date. Are you seeing this date changing? Just look at this date. You look at this date. Are you seeing it changing? Yes, Chisa?
Yes, changing.
Yes, we see.
Are you seeing that changing? So you have a number of maps actually, and each map has its own date. So what you do, so this is your assignment for today. Let me get to your assignment. Tutorial is my tutorial. Let me just show you your assignment for today, and then we can stop there. Therefore, can't see my tutorial.
How many units do you have? But currently I'm off to my 7.
Someone please should mute. Let me search for my tutorial. My folder. So when you go back home today, please make sure, try and then extract out that map. And then after extracting out those many images in a particular folder, I have prepared a simple tutorial for you to make an animation. What will be left will be combining those maps into an animation. I have shared with you the software you shall use. It's already in that. It's already in that data you downloaded. And here I have a tutorial which you are going to use to create an animation. You see this, creating an animated COVID-19 map. You see this? Yeah. So it is a very short one. It is a very short one. You will use gifted motion. In that folder, you have gifted motion. Gifted motion is just a software you are going to run. It's here. Yeah, and I've already shared with you the instructions in this in this document. It's an easy step actually. It doesn't even take 2 minutes to do that animation. Yeah, unless otherwise, I'll stop here for today and then I'll welcome questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jesse. I think we have like 2 questions in the group, in the chat, sorry.
Yes, please.
It was Duncan who asked previously that how can one reduce the speed of rotation of the animation? I think you were in the software by that time. Duncan, maybe you can, have you got it?
The speed of the motion, Remember, this GIS environment is just helping us to model and remember, we are going to do the final animation from outside the GIS. Fine. So you can change those parameters in any software I use to create your animation. So me, I've shared gifted motion with you. So just try to play around with gifted motion, and then you see how you can increase the speed or reduce the speed, Otherwise, the GIS will do it at its default configuration, Yeah.
Yes, then thank you. Then Eric is asking, I think when you're working with, when you are putting the copyright, he's asking how different is it from the author?
You can try to put the author. Yes, okay. Eric, you can try, instead of putting the copyright, let me just put the author, okay, the idea is you are just creating an animation which is going to be displayed to someone. So you are not putting a lot of things. you adjust the that can help you what derive meaning from that animation. Actually, for the author, you can actually put your name, Eric. Yeah, you can just put Eric, or you can put author, Eric, something like that. Or if it is Eric Geospatial, it's your company, you know, or you can just say created by Eric Geospatial. If Museveni, our president, is going to address the nation tomorrow, you can also prepare a nice one and then share it with them, such that they can use it, you know, but it should be for Uganda, so that they can use it to show our people how the cases have been what? Increasing and reducing. Yeah.
I'm trying to say that the next address we should be ready.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So I think the rest of the chat people are just saying, let's have this video after.
There was a question, Kisa. Sorry, I think directly to me. It was in direct message. He's asking Ambrose, is it possible to order data collected?
Remy, network issues.
Is asking, is it possible to predict future spread of the virus based on the animated map or data collected?
Yes, please, it is possible, but then that will call for mathematical modeling. Simple case, you can use a simple linear regression model. You can advance it to a regression model. You can use a neural network. It depends on the model you are using, but it is very possible.
All right. So that means actually you predict it, then you put it into your CSV, and then you import it into GIS. Is that what you're trying to mean? Or you can, you know,
Yes,
predict it from there?
Yeah, you know, you model modeling, bring now the cases into QGIS and then do the modeling and then the visualization, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope we have answered that. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to ask. It's Duncan again. He's asking, kindly help me and show me, after importing the CSV data, how can one join them and maybe hatch them? Like, is it possible to join, I think just like in AutoCAD, I think that's what he's trying to do. You know how AutoCAD, when you have CSV data and you're trying to join and form a feature after that, is it possible?
Chisa, I've not understood that question.
Like you import the CSV data, it has
In
coordinates
AutoCAD?
values, right? No,
Yes,
we're talking
please.
about now QGIS here. Okay, in AutoCAD, it would, I think, be like you import it, then you join them, right?
Oh, he wanted to join.
Yes,
but
you
but
join
again,
them, then you hatch them, you know, like, yeah.
in QGIS, we don't hatch, you use symbology. Let me just copy this layer. No, let me just use this one. Let me remove this one. Let me try to hatch this. We use symbology to hatch. Something like that. Is that hatching, Chisa?
Yes, I
Yes,
think
please.
exactly that.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
You can even change the colors, you know.
Yeah. That's nice. Any other questions?
Yeah. Still, listen.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, like, after importing the CSV data, can you join them in QGIS? Then after joining them, then you can use the symbology and play around with them. Let's say you have picked some data, then you want to join it, and later then apply symbology and produce a map. Is it possible, or I have first create them maybe in ArcMap, then form a shapefile and then put it into
Like
QGIS?
you've gone to your values, like you've gone to your field, you've surveyed, you have a CSV of values, and then
Yes,
you want
please.
to join it and make a map.
Yes.
So what you do there, you import your CSV into your QGIS, you know?
Yes.
After you create a new shape file, if you want to create like for plots are polygons, you know?
Yes. Yes.
So you create a polygon shape file. And then make sure you turn on the labels for your CSV.
Yes.
Is it making sense?
Yes, it is.
Such that you edit, you add polygons, you just click on that point. So assuming this is point A, point B, point C, let me just layer, create layer, new shape file layer. I'm just rushing.
Okay, thank you.
Am I fast?
No, it's okay. You're
It's
not
okay.
fast. It's
So
okay.
I create a polygon, but then the geometry is a polygon, you know? Then okay. So I edit it, and then I switch on this. So I'll just click here. This, are you seeing that?
Yes, please.
Let me just repeat it. So assuming this is plot A, make sure I turn on the symbology.
Yes.
Plot A. This is plot A. Maybe this is plot B. Make sure I turn on labels.
Yes.
Something like that. You know? And then you can do that. You can apply labels to your shape files, you know? And then at the end of the day, you can make a map.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joseph, for that demonstration. I think it was necessary.
Thank you, Chisa.
Do we have any other comments? Comments or questions? Thank you for the presentation.
Oh, Chisa.
Yes.
Yes, please allow me to humbly recognize and welcome Mr. Brian Makabai, our lecturer at the Department of Geomatics and Land Management. We are much humbled to have you, Mr. Brian Makabai. Thank you so much for considering us.
Thank you for coming, Brian.
Yes, you're welcome, Chisa. You can hear me?
Yes.
Hey, yeah. This is an interesting presentation. Can I ask my question?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Now this COVID data. How do they what's the data source? Because I was really interested in it. How is it collected? Sorry, I had Zoom problems, so I was in and out. I was almost failing to join. How is it collected? Do you have an idea?
Yes, Brian, I have.
Yes.
So what happens is that these African countries are supposed to send like daily data to like the World Health Organization or the Johns Hopkins University, you know. And then what these guys who collect this data do, they just write a simple script to extract that data and then put it in a database online, something like that. But rather the source is from WHO.
Okay. So is it tagged on the hospitals? Because I wanted to see how maybe it can be made. Maybe we can do more analysis with it when it is a point form and tagged on hospitals. I don't know what you think. I was thinking through when you are presenting it.
Yes, please, Brian. But again, remember, Uganda will submit its values. you know the challenges we have in Africa with data. For them, they'll just submit Uganda, we have 2 cases, you know. And since you are a senior in that field, you've experienced similar challenges before. You may want to have the hospital data, but it is not there.
Actually, you are right. I was looking at it in a way.
Yes,
Here we
please.
can understand the patterns at Africa level.
Yes, please,
Then I was
Brian.
saying, how can I understand the pattern at a Ugandan level with this free data? I noticed that maybe it will be a challenge for me. But I can analyze at the Africa level, but in Uganda, it could be difficult. So actually, when you were presenting, I was looking at the kind of data. I even didn't know they had this anyway. So which is a good thing that actually we have something. So that's what I wanted actually to know, the data structure, data type. Is there.
Actually,
But I
at
think
first,
yes.
Yes, at first we wanted to do it for Uganda, but we failed to get the data set for Uganda. Maybe it is there, and it is not public. I also don't know.
Excuse me, Jesse.
Yes, Victor.
But yesterday we had some data that was showing hospitals. You mean you cannot tag them together? The one of yesterday was just showing hospitals of Zombo district, but I'm thinking we could have the data of all hospitals in Uganda. Can't you tag them together and analyze?
Okay, what Mr. Makaba is saying is that we need to have that data for the hospitals, and then like you have, for each hospital, you have the cases, but on a daily level or a monthly level or a yearly level. So that you know that on this day, Mulago had 10 cases. On this day, Soroti had 90 cases. On this day, Jomo Kenyatta had these cases. You get it, eh?
Oh, yes, I get you. Thank
But
you.
yeah, of course, you know, challenges we have in Uganda with data. Okay, we as Africans, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's right. But anyway, what to say that learning never stops. You cannot believe that I've actually also learned from what you are presenting.
Thank you so much, Brian.
I just want other people to know that actually learning doesn't. I know most lecturers block themselves, and the more you think you know, that's when actually you stop for learning. And already I was running some videos. I think even yesterday, I had not really ventured into what Osorema was teaching.
Yes,
so actually,
please.
I was looking at the videos. So please don't think I was just passing time. I was actually learning.
Yes, please,
because
Brian.
So I am really encouraged, and please continue the good work. And also, when I get back to you, please don't say this lecturer knows everything.
No worries,
so
Brian.
when I
No
ask,
worries.
I'm also ask.
Yes,
So
please.
thank you very
Yes,
much,
please.
ma'am.
You're welcome, Brian. Otherwise, we are your children. This is your seed, and we are much humbled, please, to have you.
Yeah, even exceeding where we stopped, which is good.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian. Kamoga Humar, I think you had a question. Do you still want to bring it up? Yes. Okay. As Kamoga comes in, Duncan, you can ask.
Okay, thank you, Chisa. Now, my question is, we are having a boundary for Africa. Can we, let's say, trim the OpenStreetMap in regards to the boundary of Africa? It's not possible, or the Google satellite image to only capture Africa? Is it possible? It's not possible.
Yes, Chisa.
Did you hear the question or you didn't?
I heard it. Maybe he's saying,
yes,
can he trim this layer for the OSM or the Google whatever layer?
Yes.
I think on my case, I would think unless otherwise, but I would think it's not possible. Can't trim it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Bukenya Swaibu, you can ask. Go on and ask.
Yes, I hope you can get me.
Yes.
Yeah, mine is just a word of appreciation to thank you for the sessions, and I've actually liked this session. I've seen stuff moving on the African map, yeah, which seemed something new, and just to tell you that you keep it up, and probably we can have more of this. You see, some of us left school some time back. Yeah? I think probably I left school the same time Brian did. So it has been some time, and seeing this good stuff happening, it's an encouragement. So I'd like just to thank you, and hopefully we can have more of this more often. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the positive remarks. Yeah, I think we are planning. This was the first bootcamp, first training we've had, and I think according to the numbers we've registered, I think it was a success. So we're also planning to carry it on. Expect more to learn, maybe even ArcGIS. Yeah. So expect we shall always keep engaging, just in case we have more trainings or even webinars we shall be organizing. Thank you.
Okay, yes, sir. If I can ask lastly, are you guys open, like if one wants to maybe join the group, or do you guys have like a physical location where one can come and maybe have those physical training, or a special package? I say if I want to learn like QGIS in its completeness rather than just having bits of bits, how much can one pay? How can we access you guys? Leaving the media aside, if let's say if the situation stabilizes.
I think I'm going to ask, sorry, not ask, but answer the first question, like how you can join us. We are actually more of like a community. For now, we are an online community. We've been actually engaging more WhatsApp, and we have WhatsApp groups for our members. And we usually have meetings, Google Meet meetings, and then we chat in case of maybe we have to contribute a given type of data. So the people actually we have the team leaders, but we also have volunteers that we work with. Yeah, so there's, of course, it's open. Anyone who wants to, be a volunteer, it's always open if you want to, especially because we work with OpenStreetMap and how to contribute data through OpenStreetMap. Then right now we don't have a physical location, like a physical office. And we, as I mentioned, that we are just created, this is the first bootcamp. We are still planning to come up with maybe specific courses tailored for maybe specific demands, because some of us here maybe are beginners in GIS, and then also some people are a little bit more experienced, so they maybe need just basics, fundamentals. Some people might just need fundamentals in GIS. Also try to look for a way of packaging such kind of information, and then we shall put out the package out there. Then I think we will contact you since we have your emails, then also online, because we have active social media handles on Twitter, on Facebook. Yes, and we also have an OpenStreetMap wiki page just for more information and things that we've been doing. Yes, Duncan.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So kindly add me to your group for the group that you have for members. I would like to join because I have gained a lot from it, and there's what I'm working on right now, which I think I can barely from you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, there's I think 867-297. You forgot to rename yourself. Spatial analysis and geospatial modeling. So what is the difference between them? There are two things in GIS field, spatial analysis and geospatial modeling. What is the difference between them? Jesse, do you think you have an idea between the differences?
Pardon, Chisa, what is the difference between spatial analysis and geospatial modeling? Okay.
Yes.
Well, but Chisa, you can answer that too. Though I can, but you can also answer that. I trust you.
Me, basically, I think actually they're all the same because, you know, modeling, you have the data and you're trying to, you're trying to just model because, like you have the real world phenomena and you're trying to bring it into GIS, you're trying to replicate it because actually when you're working with the data in the GIS, you're just working with samples of data. You get, you're not working with the real stuff which is happening in the real world. For example, temperature data. When you get data for temperature, you're not getting temperature data, like you're not getting the exact temperature at every location. You're just getting samples. So you're trying to model that kind of thing into the GIS and try to replicate what is happening in the real world. So that's more of like your spatial modeling. Then spatial analysis, of course, you're now playing with the data and trying to interpret it and come out with, you know, a result that you can present to your clients or donors.
Maybe again, Chisa.
Yes.
To add on what you've said, what Remy yesterday did, she modeled, you know, she modeled, and then after modeling, then she started analyzing. So which households are close to the water? Which households are close to the health centers? And then after, she can create a visualization out of her analysis to derive decision making.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any more questions, I think the Q&A session is done. I just give a brief overview of what you're going to do tomorrow so that you don't miss. So tomorrow we also have a special problem, and we're going to walk through actually most of the stages, most of the steps that have been in these past 2 days. Actually, that's what will also be done tomorrow, but with a different kind of problem. So you'll actually condense it and actually improve your skills in GIS. So tomorrow's problem is that an investor comes into the country and wants to find out the best place, you know, to set up a park for development, and how you as a GIS specialist, how would you come up with a solution in case someone approaches you like that? This is a common geospatial problem, especially for businesses. Someone wants to set up, like one of the things I talked about, someone wants to get the best place for growing their timber, to have a private forest so that maybe in the future it can harvest timber. But of course, he has to find the best location with the best climate, best soil, so that when he's going to plant the trees, it's going to get the best timber out of it. So that's also just one of them. So for this case, we shall just have that special problem of someone wants to come up with the park, but where can they put it in a given place, considering different factors and different parameters. I'm going to share, we shall share actually also the data and also this recording just tonight, I think before 9 p.m. Then you will walk through the steps so that tomorrow, actually most of the steps that have been covered here, you will be able to follow and also actually get the concepts very well. Otherwise, thank you very much. Jesse, unless you have something to say, I would just close it off.
Actually, I just want to thank you all for coming. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye, guys.